Look around and you'll see a species that has wired the entire globe for instant communication, yet somehow we find ourselves living through an epidemic of profound, quiet isolation. This graph maps out a crucial tension in the modern human experience. We have a sharply ascending line representing our external technological evolution, and down here, a flat line tracking our internal emotional maturity. That expanding empty space between the two lines represents the Babel paradox. Our networks act like a magnifying glass, exposing the void that opens when a society builds the infrastructure to talk to everyone without the emotional maturity to actually connect. To figure out how to cross that gap, we need to trace the human story backward, way back, even before algorithms, before the internet, and before complex language. Here is a glimpse of our original baseline. Long before we built towering cities, humanity was defined by small groups gathered around a fire, sharing the vast, heavy silence of the night sky. Survival at this stage didn't rely on endless streams of data or complex dialects. It relied entirely on our physical closeness. We kept each other warm. We watched out for danger together. Out of that shared vulnerability comes a simple truth. O coração falava antes da voz. The heart spoke before the voice. Emotional recognition, the ability to read fear, comfort, or awe in another person's eyes, existed millennia before we ever uttered spoken words. That silent understanding is an ancestral instinct we all still carry. We have simply buried it under thousands of years of civilizational noise. The shift away from that quiet baseline began with our mastery of the physical world. We discovered tools, harnessed the power of fire, and realized we could mold the raw environment to our advantage. Shared labor allowed small, silent triumphs to rapidly evolve. We learned to walk together, to hunt together, and eventually build complex societies together. But at some point, survival alone wasn't enough. Our ambition expanded from navigating the earth to a burning desire to conquer the skies, pushing past every natural limit. As our ambitions grew, our focus shifted from the person beside us to the grand structures ahead of us. In our haste to build, we began trading the quiet warmth of the fire for the logistics of the construction site, unknowingly planting the first seeds of our internal separation. This brings us to the ultimate symbol of that ambition, the Tower of Babel. It represents the absolute peak of our early engineering and the exact breaking point of our unity. As we poured all our energy into constructing massive structures that reached for the heavens, we were simultaneously, quietly, building invisible psychological walls between ourselves. We replaced shared presence with an overwhelming volume of rational language, conflicting opinions, endless debates, and a continuous stream of digital noise began to drown out our baseline human ability to simply feel one another. It is tempting to blame our modern algorithms or our towering cities for our current isolation, but language itself was weaponized by our own emotional immaturity. We took a tool meant for connection and turned it into an instrument of division. We have collectively lost the ability to hear one another over the deafening roar of our own progress. Eventually, the relentless noise of progress leaves us exhausted, and what remains in the aftermath of all that civilization is a heavy, contemplative silence. Sitting in the modern ruins of our hyper-connected world, we reach a critical moment of vulnerability. We find ourselves staring into the dark, searching for authentic presence. It leaves us with a fragile question. In a world totally fractured by distance and overflowing with data, can you still recognize another human being calling out? True communication can't resume by simply adding more words to the pile. We have to deliberately strip away the rational noise and actively choose to sit in the silence. Out of that quiet space, emotional understanding awakens. It takes root when we prioritize the fundamental act of listening over the drive to innovate. Lingua Cordis, the language of the heart, is a bridge built through empathy and pre-verbal feeling. It offers a path to reconnection for an era defined by distance. Emotional resonance bypasses the rational mind entirely. Think about how music moves you, even when you don't understand the lyrics. Humans can connect deeply, instantly, even when our spoken words are completely incomprehensible. It's a return to physical presence. Sharing the same breath, looking at the same sky, and holding on to the quiet hope of sitting together without the constant demand to speak or to perform. To survive the isolation of our own making, humanity doesn't need to speak the exact same language. We just need to relearn how to listen and how to feel together once again.